Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining our webinar today about Timbeter. This is Jyotsna, and today I'll be taking you through the demo of our solution. Basically, all of you would have some idea already about how does Timbeter work on round wood measurements, but we will also help you to understand how it can be used to have a better control over your entire logistics supply chain, and also to have a better data management, generate reports, and many other details. So without further delay, let's just get started. To give you a little bit of brief intro, Timbeter is basically a round wood measurement company, which was established back in 2013. And today we are present across the world with many customers from different parts of the world, starting from Latin America to even US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and also of course we are very strong in European markets. Timbeter is based out of Tallinn in Estonia. It's an Estonian company, and we have grown quite a lot in the last couple of years with our solution, and I'm sure whatever you have seen in the past 1 or 2 years, we have come a long way from since then, and we have many more features to offer you on our solution which can help you with your daily operations. So before we get into the details about how you can access the data, you can access various reports, I will just give you a little bit of an idea about how the app works. I'm sure at this point you would have seen the Timbeter app on your Google Play Store or your App Store. So you can, if you haven't already seen it, just I would recommend you to just go ahead and download the app. And you can, try out the free measurements which are available there and how the whole system works. So basically, how the Timbeter app works is that you need to have the pile of logs in front of you, like shown in the picture here. And from the app, you just have to take a picture of this whole pile. And from the picture, the app does the number crunching and gives you the number of logs in the pile, like shown here. You can also get the individual diameters of each and every log in the pile. You can get the average diameter, and also you can get the range of diameters. So for example, if you have in a pile, you have around logs ranging from 3 centimeters to even 10-15 centimeters of diameters. You can actually select a range of diameters, and it will give you the log count in that particular range. It will also give you the total volume, and we also have an option to calculate the density coefficient, which is the amount of wood present in the pile minus the air filling factor, and also the bulk. So this gives you the actual quantity of the wood, and also kind of signifies the quality of the pile that you have in front of you. All these measurements that are taken through the app can also be tagged with the geographical location. So as and when, if you have the location on your phone, every measurement is recorded as per the location where it's taken. All this information is available not just on the app under the view results section, but also we provide you a cloud-based storage, which is accessible to you from Timbeter.com. You can just simply go to the website www.timbeter.com and click on login, and you simply have to select the same login credentials that you have used for the app. When you log into Timbeter.com, you can actually see all the measurements that you have done on your app, also available in the cloud-based storage. All these measurements can be seen from there and can be also edited online as and when you want. So for example, when you're on the field, if your employees are on the field and they have done the measurements, however, they probably didn't have time to fine-tune the details and see 1 or 2 logs are missed out or any such things are there, you can always come back to your office or have your manager to have a look at those measurements and fine-tune those details from the storage module at a later point of time. So how Timbeter basically works from the technical aspects is that by initially detecting the rough contour of the whole log, it actually identifies around 2000 points of the contour of the log, and then by aligning the centers, it gives you the diameter of each and every log, and it is extremely accurate. The information is very reliable. There are no scope of human error here, and it's very easy to use. So since it's available on your phone or tablet, it can be easily downloaded and you can start using it. So basically, this is how the app works. It has multiple functionalities, and you can access those details from either the videos that we have shared. If you don't have access to it already, you can just go to YouTube and to Timbeter's channel, and you can see various videos how you can use the app. We also have done a couple of webinars before for you to have an understanding of all the different functionalities of the app, on how to get different details about the log files. You can use that and find out. So basically, this is all from the app side that we will talk about today, because we want to focus more on the data management part. So let's just go ahead and see how the storage module works, which is the cloud-based storage. I will go ahead and show you this one. Now, so when you have logged into your account on timbeter.com, you can actually see this screen, which you can see here now. Basically, the email ID that you have used to log in will be shown here, and you can see all the other details written here. So this is a cloud-based storage, so it's real-time. It is as and when you are connected with the data or the internet, it will actually get all the measurements synced from your app. Now the app works even without internet. I'm not sure if you'll know, but this can work because most of the times in the forest or on the sites you may not have access to internet connection, but the app definitely works well without it. However, as and when you go in the range, like I said, in the internet connection range, all the measurements will get synced to your storage module. Now, when it comes to the storage module, there are various things that you can do. Firstly, on the left-hand side, you see this option called storage. If you click on this, you also see container here. Now, what does this mean? Basically, if you are using the Timbeter regular app, basically, if you go to the App Store or Google Play Store, you will see there are 3 apps available there. First is Timbeter Log Counter, which is something of a basic app where you can only access the log count details, like number of logs you can count in a pile and a few other details. The second app is Timbeter Alone, which we will be talking about today. The third one is Timbeter Container, is the name of the app. So that container app is particularly for the companies who are into trading, or they deal with shipping containers, etc. So you can actually use that app to calculate the logs while they are inside the container. So it reduces one extra step for you. However, if you download the Timbeter regular app, which is only Timbeter name, that will show you by default the measurements will show under this section. So if you have downloaded that app, you don't need to worry about anything. You just have to keep selecting this one and ignore the container version. Now, after this, if you see here, this is storages. Basically, in your operations, in your organization, if you have different places where you do the measurements, you want to create multiple storages, then you can actually create it from here. And if you don't want, then by default, one storage will be created as and when you start the measurements through the app. Now, to create a storage, you can simply click on Add, or you can upload a CSV file to also create multiple storages in one go. Now, when I click on Add, you can actually see the name, the location, etc. So you can always edit these details from here. This is the status. So for example, if you, by default, it will be in progress. However, you can also change it as per your requirements. So if there is a problem, if you have stopped that storage, you can always select and change these details from there. Now, coming back to the main screen, the main storage will be visible here. So by default, it will appear here. As this is the test account that I'm showing you, so you cannot see actual measurements here, but as in when you try it at your end, you can actually use it to see all the measurements that you've done on the app under the particular storage. So by default, this one storage will be created. If you click on this, you can actually see all the measurements like we talked about earlier. And these are the measurements from the tutorial option that we have on the app. So on Android app also you have the tutorial, on iOS app also you have a tutorial, as we have kept already some pictures with us available of logs, because sometimes if you're not on the site and you don't have access to the log files in front of you, you can simply use the tutorial to understand how the app functions. So for example, I will take a look at this particular measurement, which is a diameter measurement I have done through my app tutorial. And you can see that there are, different logs in this file. There are 3 different files. I have selected only the middle file for the total calculation. Now, if you would like to edit any details, so for example, I have done this measurement, as I can see here, the date is around, in September, I have done this measurement. So even if later on you want to change some details, as I can see, I have selected by mistake some logs from the other file, or if there are any logs missed out, you can always edit these details from here. So just click on edit mode. You can select logs. You can actually add circle, remove logs, etc. From here. If you feel that you have not selected the reference tick properly, then you can simply drag it and change it from here. And this is how the details will appear for you. So it will actually edit the whole details based on these editing that you have done. So then you can see all the information available here. So if you click here, you can, all the information that you can see on your app will also be available on this side. So these are the results page. And if I exit from this, and if instead of clicking on the picture, if I click on the name of the measurement here, then it will show me some further details about that particular measurement. So here, if in case I had selected my location, it will also show me the exact location of that measurement. Then it will show me all the basic details that I have actually added from the app, the wood type, the measurement type. For example, if you have done the truck measurement and the inventory is basically incoming, that's an incoming truck, or it's an outgoing truck, all these things you can mark in the app and they will appear the same way here. You can also change it later from the storage module. And the formula that you had selected, then it will give you the volume and the log count. So for example, if I do any sort of editing here, it will also show me the total volume here, edited one and the original one. And it will show me the edited log count also. Now coming down, you can actually see each and every diameter in detail. Like for example, you have in this every range, how many logs are there, you can see it. And you can simply click on Save as Excel, which will save it in the Excel format on your computer. Now, coming back to the main screen, we have all these informations available. There is also an option on the app to calculate the density coefficient, with which also you can calculate the total volume of the pile. So this density coefficient can also be edited, meaning the measurement can be, the selection that you have done on the app can also be edited from here. Just click on the edit mode. Click on this section, which gives you the option to edit the square. It doesn't say anything here, but you can actually just click on this and you can add a target. You can drag these circles, and if you would like to change the amount, the area for which the density coefficient has been calculated, you can do so here. and also, of course, on the app. This will actually give you the total density coefficient, which is the amount of wood available in the pile minus the air filling factor, like I explained earlier. When you see the details here in the main screen, you can actually see as a shortcut, you can see each and every location. You can see the type of tree species, and also see the length, log count, and volume. So you can see access all the details in the main screen as well. Now, coming down to getting the reports, if I want to generate a report for all the measurements in one go, I can simply click on Save as Excel. Otherwise, I can select the storage. So if I have multiple storages created, I can simply select the required one here. I can select the date range also. From a particular time to a particular time, you can select that. You can select the measurement type also, if in case you only need the details for incoming trucks or outgoing trucks, etc. And also based on the storage status. So this kind of Excel sheets can be easily pulled out from this storage module. It becomes very, very easy. Another feature is that you can, from this option, you can actually share these measurements with anybody in your team or within your organization. You can edit these storages and delete if required. Now, delete and edit options are only available for the person who has the admin access to this account. If you sign up as an organization for Timbeter's account, you have the option to add multiple administrators for this account, and also to have multiple users added under the same account. So because for that matter, when you are accessing the data, even if you have multiple devices connected to the same account, or if you have multiple users, but when the data management or all the measurements can be actually seen at one place, the information can be easily accessed and also managed from there. So when I click on this to have multiple devices added in your account, so for example, if you are the division head and you have multiple people who are on the site available who do the measurements on a daily basis, you can actually link all their devices under your account itself if you wish to. However, if you don't, then they have their own account created separately, which they can use. For organizations, what you can do is simply click on devices, and you can see your own email ID created here. However, you can also invite others with their email IDs here, or you can do this manually as well by just sharing this code with them. So whenever they download the app, they can click on something, an option which is written there, which is called already a member. And when they click on that, it will give them an option to enter the code. So this is the code that you can share it with them. Once you do this, their devices will be listed here similarly, and you can actually see who has done the last measurement and where they have done. So all that access can be created for them. You can also select who has access to which storages. If you do not want to give access to all the storages to all the members, you can always define it. It's an additional step, so we will not do that right now, but it has to be enabled from the backend. But there is definitely an available choice for you. Another thing is to add the user. So we saw how to add multiple devices, meaning different people using the app. However, if you want to give different accesses to people, for example, you need another person who is the administrator, you can add them from here and then define the roles for them. So by default, if you add anybody from here, they will be added as a regular user, meaning they can only access their own measurements. However, if you add them as a user here, and then you can actually select their access, you can make them an admin as well. So as and when you make them an admin, they can actually see all the information available on the app. So this is where you can actually create all the users. Now, this is another function which is available for different tree species that can be added. So by default, we have listed many different types of tree species which are most commonly used by different companies, different regions. However, you also have the option to add different ones from here. The solution is already very strong to detect any sort of round wood, even apart from these. So very small diameters to very big diameters, everything can be detected easily. But yes, you can also add them from here. You can also create the wood qualities, you can create wood assortments. So for example, if you have different diameters that you only need, which are only relevant to you, you can create those kind of rules and assortments from here. You can name them, you can add different qualities, the kind of defects which are not relevant to you can also be marked here. And so going forward, as when you have this assortment created, a person can simply select that assortment and mark the new measurements under it from the app also. So this feature is actually used by many of our current customers, because for them it's a real pain to understand what kind of operations, what kind of measurements are happening in different areas. So for them to create these wood characteristics from the system itself becomes very easy for them to understand whether they have deviated from their standards or if they are falling within their standards. So that becomes a very useful information for them. You can, of course, give it a try at your side. You can, download the app and then access app.timbeter.com, and you can actually try all these features at your end, filter out and see what all is available to you. And also, you can reach out to us if you have any questions. Coming down to the other things, I'll just quickly show you that you can also access your account details from here. You can change your password, email, etc. You can also set your preferred unit system. We have both metric and imperial. You can set the language. When it comes to language, we have many different languages. However, English is selected by default. And we have different roles. So like I said, you can, once you create any person, you can actually change their role also. And this is the guides. Basically, if you need any help, you can also click on these guides. It will create a guided tour for you for explaining all the features properly in a step-by-step method. And it becomes very easy for you to have it, ready at your hands whenever you need any help on this. And one more thing I will just show you is that you can actually see all the credit card details. Also, you can add here, etc., and other details. If in case you are going ahead with any packages, you can see that. Now, as we are doing this webinar, and we really thank you for attending this webinar. So if you have any questions, you can of course reach out to us at support@timbeter.com. However, what we would like to offer you is, by default, you already have around 10 measurements free for you to try out on the app. But if you would like, we will also, as an exception, we will also offer you this 1 week of a free trial, which will have unlimited measurements available to you. And you can do as many measurements as you want for your particular operations, for your piles that you have in your operations, and you can try it out end to end with the storage module functionalities also included. And we will provide you our full support in order to try our solution out before you are ready to use it as a solution for you in your daily operations. So if you need any help, or if you want us to enable this trial for you, just drop us an email at info@timbeter.com or support@timbeter.com, and we will take the request up right away. So far, this is what we have for you. Please feel free to view our other webinars and videos, which are available on YouTube as well as on our website. So thank you so much once again for all of you for attending it today. And please let us know if you have any questions. We will stay on the call on this webinar for a couple more minutes. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the chat section there, in the message section, and we will be able to view the questions here. And thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, Jyotsna, and thank you for attending the webinar. You will receive an email with the list of previous webinars that we have done. And also, please send us an email um, if you want to have the trial, as Jyotsna mentioned. Uh, well, again, thanks, and have a great day or the end of the night for uh, for for some of you in different time zones. Um, we hope to see you again in another webinar. Bye.